Hello, Lee Miller.
Hello. So I'm going to start very briefly and very quickly with a follow-up from the last couple of weeks. With the exception
That we're
of
not
right
going
now,
to things, a list
I
of
am
things
not
we're
going
not
to
going
mention
to talk
about.
about.
I am not, with the exception of in this moment, I am not going to use the word billionaire
or woke.
Tax. Oh no, woke is fine. But I'm not going to say billionaire and tax because that seems to be all of Lee's roads lead back to tax the rich. Not going to do that.
What a great name for a
week,
podcast.
new page.
Tax the rich. What are we going to talk about this week? Well, I've got an idea. This is a podcast in which two friends talk about the pleasures, absurdities, and imperfections of being human. I'm Simon Ellis.
And I'm Lee Miller. Welcome to Midlifing.
I'm being treated, can I say, to blue tits just coming and eating food right off the balcony there. And I think they've found a little spot, a gap between where the roof is and where the wall, there's a little, and I think they're going to be nesting in there, and I'm not sure whether I should do anything about it to stop it.
So the point that you're talking about is called the eaves, and as a property owner, you should learn these words.
I'm not officially a property owner. Lil is a property owner, and I'm just someone who rents this place.
Okay.
But yes, point taken.
I think I do want to at some point dig into when you say I'm not a property owner. I think I might need to circle back to that, Simon.
So E-A-V-E, right?
E-A-V-E, eaves. The eaves of a building, the point at which the roof meets the wall.
Beautiful.
Yes. And you can understand that as both an internal and an external feature. So when you're in a loft, that point where or an attic, if you want a North American word, yes. When you have the sloping down of the roof and it meets the wall point as you are inside the building, you would point to that area and refer to it as the eaves. But where you're outside and pointing up, you would refer to it as the eaves.
And
here's another.
Do you know the etymology of the word eaves? It sounds Old English, that's for sure.
I have no idea at all. And I'm going to give you another word that is property related. You probably won't experience this in your... No, I was going to go. You ready?
Yeah.
Gable end.
Oh.
Gable end.
So it's a part of a house?
Yeah, the gable end is a part of the house. It's adjacent to the eaves.
Is that the thing?
So,
no, is it? I don't know. No, I don't know. It's like
if you think about a house with a roof, yeah, and if you think about you've got the slopey roof and the slopey roof, like on either side of the house.
Correct.
But then at either end of the house, you've got a triangular bit.
That's the gable end.
Up. That's the gable end.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I think we live in an apartment, or I own / Lil owns, I should say, an apartment in Italy that doesn't have gable ends.
I was going to say, I would imagine it probably doesn't.
I don't even think it has eaves. If you're not at the top, right, it can't have an eave or eaves.
No, your building might have eaves. Your building might indeed have gable ends, but you definitely don't because you're a ground floor flat.
Yeah, well, more or less ground floor. It's slightly hard to describe exactly. We're not quite ground floor, but we enter. Yeah, anyway. So that's good. So we've got a list of things that we are no longer allowed to talk about, or should I say that you are no longer. So I wanted to...
I'm not swearing off completely, not like saturated fat, last week.
Oh, goodness me. I still swear I'm, it's a week later and I feel like I'm still coming down from that. I wanted to ask you... I wanted to talk about that film that I messaged you about during the week.
Good luck
to you. Leo Grande.
Leo Grande, yes.
So yes, it's a film it's a two-hander basically, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
In fact, it was such a two-hander. It's got Emma Thompson in it. Not an actor I love watching, I have to say. Find her just a little bit mannered.
That's exactly the word I was going to offer you.
Yeah.
Yes, I would agree.
I don't know how you would describe mannered. How would you describe that if you someone who's not looked at a lot of art or performance art or performance, I should say?
I would say it's something which feels slightly overplayed, but it's below melodramatic. I would say that mannered is that slight sense of aware of being looked at.
So a little bit self-conscious.
A little bit self-conscious, a little bit heightened.
And can you give me an example of an actor who you think is just not like that at all?
Somebody who I think disappears beautifully into
Characters?
performances. Characters, thank you very much, would be probably Emma Stone.
I think I'd agree with that. She is pretty extraordinary.
Yeah, and particularly the work that she's been doing recently with Yorgos Lanthimos.
Yeah, poor.
From
poor,
The Favourite
poor
onward.
thing.
Poor Things.
And there's one recent.
The Favourite. There's one that's just coming out.
Oh,
or
it's
is
a
about
sort of scary
yeah,
one,
yeah.
isn't it? It looks really,
Yeah,
looks really
it does
good.
look scary. Yeah, it looks great.
Really good.
But yeah, I find her to be somebody who is always different. But yeah, I also think Margot Robbie, another person who I really enjoy watching. as a
Not
performer.
mannered.
No.
Yeah.
No, not for me. There's something very, and I mean this in the nicest sense, there's something really workmanlike about her performances.
She does a little. She has a little moment in a spa in a film called The Big Short, and she's sitting in a spa as Margot Robbie drinking champagne, and I think she's describing what it means to short a market or something like that. I can't remember.
Yes.
It's some sort of technical financial thing. Sorry to all our financial guru listeners who think it's not particularly technical, Simon, but it is for me. And
Yes, and me.
she does that. She does that beautifully. Of course, that was before I even knew who Margot. And of course, being Australian, she has quite an Australian accent in that scene. So what?
Can I give you one more?
Yeah,
just
go
while
on.
think
Yeah, I was
about
trying to think of that guy. Yeah, go on. You finish that.
I was going to go with Jessica Chastain. Love her performances, and I just find her to be somebody who disappears really rather beautifully, and I'm always in the moment with her. I'm not kind of going, oh look, there's Jessica Chastain.
Yes, I was thinking that I once saw a play called Jerusalem.
Oh yes,
with Mark Rylance in it.
Oh, I saw Mark Rylance very early on in his career, and he was playing Romeo in Romeo and Juliet. So that's how long ago it was.
Yeah, hard to imagine playing Romeo these days, isn't it?
No, exactly. This would have been in the late 80s, early 90s. Yeah. He was beautiful. I loved him.
Yeah, I found his performance in Jerusalem one of the most sort of staggering physical performances I think I'd ever seen. I was just me, I really love watching him as an actor. But I found him increasingly feeling like a little bit mannered. A little bit like he's crossed over into so good at his art that he feels like he can just do this, and it's a very anyway very subtle. But Emma Thompson is definitely one of those for me. And
yes, very much.
I'm just going to look him up. The actor Daryl McCormack, and it's a film.
Lovely performance.
It is a film directed by Sophie Hyde. I'm reading this because, of course, I don't remember any such things, and I assumed it was based on a play because it's effectively set in one space. Two people.
Yeah.
But it's not, and it's. Basically, there's some spoilers in here, right?
Yeah, I think it's fair to spoil something which really is a character study. There's a revelation of sorts. There is a tipping point of sorts. Yeah. But it's not. I don't think you're not going to have your enjoyment of this film if you haven't encountered it spoilt by knowing what happens.
So Emma Thompson she must be in her 60s now. Maybe she's 65-ish. And
certainly in the 60s for sure.
Yeah, and she plays the part of a woman whose husband has died maybe 2 years earlier, and she has hired a very young, or relatively young, you might say, sex worker. Although technically he is not. He's just someone who provides a service of companionship, and sometimes that involves sex.
So when we say very young, just to be clear, this is legal. He is an adult, but in comparison to her, he's probably 30 to 40 years, 30 plus years.
Yeah, I reckon late 20s probably, playing someone, or
late
mid
20s,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I watched it and was shocked. No, not shocked. I was surprised at just how funny it was and how deeply moving it was. And I was trying to think afterwards, and I texted you afterwards to say, wow, I've just watched a pretty amazing film. And you, of course, had already seen it. And I was trying to think what it was. And I think, well, for one thing, to so candidly talk about the sexual, just talk about desire or lack of desire and desire of a very middle-aged or early elderly woman was pretty extraordinary / rare. But there was something more about the, I think it's the kind of, I think I'm going to say the kind of explicit, I don't mean sexually explicit either, I just mean something about, here are two humans being explicit. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was beautiful. I really did. And I did a little bit of reading afterwards going, and then it got ruined a bit because of some reviewers who were a little bit, whatever. But
sniffy about it?
Yeah, a bit sniffy about the sex work aspect. Like, it had to be cast like that. You couldn't have cast a woman, a young woman, and an elderly man, and that, and things like that. And
oh, fuck off! That is so annoying.
Curiosity, not judgment, Lee Miller.
I am judging hacks. I'm allowed to judge them. That just makes me really cross.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It was a little bit irritating, but I just wanted to hear you talk a little bit about the film, because I would so strongly recommend it. I don't know what it. Like I say, it's really funny. It's deeply moving. It's explicit. It's kind of bizarre in terms of its sexual explicitness as well. And yeah, it was really quite something.
I think for me, I found it's interesting because I remember reading about it before I saw it, and it was like, this frank portrayal of female sexuality in a post-menopausal body, and I was like, oh, okay, right. That wasn't what it was. It was a film that was really rather beautifully about grief and how we manage grief and how we move through grief and how we can find ourselves again. And she was finding herself through touch and through intimacy and through something which, she hadn't experienced. Partly not experienced really in her marriage as well. So there was, it wasn't just about being a widow. It was about having sort of, my memory of it's a little while ago since I saw it, but like, that sort of sense of not having been held for a long time.
And sorry, go on.
No, it was just so it was just a beautiful response to the idea of grief.
It's also kind of almost like a kind of rite of passage film in a way, the way in which I guess all films are to a certain extent. But that is where she was before and where she ended up at the end of the film. But I think that his character was, wow, he was so this character was so beautiful in terms of how he made it possible for her. As he had all the trappings of being effectively a counselor, as she ended up being a little bit for him. Not quite, but yeah.
No. And did any of those negative reviews talk about him as being like a manic pixie dream boy? Have you come across that term, the idea of the manic pixie dream girl?
No, I don't know this.
Okay, so there's an idea there's a film with Zooey Deschanel and oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the boy. Levitt, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
During her heyday.
Yes, this is quite old. So
I think I know the film.
Yeah, he's called 500 Days of Summer.
Right.
She's called Summer.
That's right.
Yeah. And it's kind of the archetype of the manic pixie dream girl, the girl who is just like perfect in every way, but she's effectively hewn from from male fantasy. She's not. She's a cipher rather than a character.
Yes.
And I just wondered. I guess if I were to be critical of the film, I would say he sort of functions in that way. He's so much more emotionally mature in moments, not throughout the whole piece. But he's so much more emotionally mature than we would expect a man of his age to be, etc., etc., etc. Although I think his backstory gives credence to why he is the way he is.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there was something fantastic in the literal sense of the word about him, and even to the point where her I'll say first ever orgasm was just looking at him. Just to kind of catching out of the corner of her eye his buttocks kind of thing, whatever. But yeah, I think that idea of a cipher, it's tricky, isn't it, in films? Because one of the shorthands of, I guess, art in general, but films in particular, because of the way in which they attempt to make us travel within a short space of time, is you kind of need those. You kind of need those. I mean, another word we'd say is kind of cliched versions of people in order for that to become plausible / possible. If he were too average or too just normal, then you just can't imagine it getting anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, I don't position him as a cipher. I don't think he is a cliche. I think what I was saying is that I'm curious if that was a critique rather than, you couldn't get a man and a woman doing it, doing it the other way around, because that just feels like such a lazy critique.
I didn't go deep into the reviews because I just read that one, or in fact I glimpsed that one. I went, ugh. I just couldn't be bothered, because also I was so moved by it. I mean, I was so profoundly moved by it, and her performance I thought was pretty extraordinary. Even within the manners, I found myself kind of losing a sense of Emma Thompson-ness in it, and I don't have anything else to say about it except as a kind of as one of a two-hander talking about midlifing. It just seemed like it was right up our alley.
There is something really beautiful, I think, about being surprised by a performer in a role. I watched a film this week. It's from this year, 2025, and it's called Twinless. It's written and directed by a man called James Sweeney, and it stars James Sweeney. And so everything about that makes you go, ooh, vanity project, that sounds awful. But there's a performer in it called Dylan O'Brien. And Dylan O'Brien, I think, was in The Maze Runner.
Oh, yeah. So kind of a teen, early 20s kind of actor.
Exactly. He was in a film called Love and Monsters, which was on Netflix, which was like a post-apocalyptic thing where basically a young man
You've watched so much film, haven't you?
I really have. I really have. But I think he became most famous for being the best friend character or rather he became famous in the first instance for being the best friend character in a TV show called Teen Wolf. Now,
just in case anyone thought you just stuck to only films or art house films, you got a little bit. Was it Teen Wolf? Wasn't Michael J. Fox in that?
So Michael J. Fox was in Teen Wolf, and then Justin Bateman was in Teen Wolf 2, and I think it's spelled
Is this
T-O-O.
a reboot? Is the Teen Wolf you're talking about a reboot?
It's a TV reboot. But here's the thing: whereas Teen Wolf, the TV,
big shout out to Michael J. Fox. If you're listening, Michael, big fan.
If we understand that the films were highly comedic and honestly quite camp, the TV show was going for sorry, I'm about to say gritty realism about a TV show about werewolves.
Was it really? It's kind of filmed in that way?
Yeah. It was kind of like dark and broody, and it was like post Twilight. Those like vampire-y things. It wasn't. So it was that kind of like teen drama, Vampire Diaries, but with werewolves. Yeah,
but because Teen Wolf, the original Teen Wolf, was kind of a comedy, wasn't it?
Oh, totally.
I don't think I saw it. I don't think I saw it because it must have been late 80s. Must have been. It was Michael John early.
It was. I think it was
Was it
definitely
pre-Back to the Future?
around about.
No.
I think it might have been released after Back to the Future, but I have a feeling it might have been filmed before Back to the Future. I've got a feeling. I might be wrong, but it felt like a definite step down for Michael J. Fox. But I think it came out after Back to the Future. Are you going to Google
I'm
that?
doing that right now. Oh, I just need to put my glasses on. Just give me a moment.
Okay. Well...
Oh, yeah. So it was basically, it came out the same year.
It came out the same year,
wait,
so that
hang on.
makes me think...
Hello.
Hello?
No.
So it came out the same year?
It's bloody connection on my phone.
Hello? Oh, have we got a problem with the
Oh,
tech?
there we go. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, it came out the same year as...
Oh, hang about. Your headphones have
Oh,
gone wonky.
it's
I can't
tapping
hear you.
again.
You're... Hello? Hello?
There you go.
There we
Sorry,
go.
I think there's actually probably a big bit of fluff in the jack part of the... And anyway, I don't know how to get it out.
Always fun.
Yeah. I tried a vacuum cleaner. It didn't work.
Blue tack?
What do you mean?
Stick some blue tack in it and hope it holds onto the fluff and pulls it out.
What if the blue tack gets stuck in there?
Time to buy a new phone?
Jeepers.
I don't know. I'm not an expert.
No way I'm going to shove blue tack up my phone's jacksy.
I knew you were going there. I knew you were going to go with Jacksy. Because you said the word Jack and you were
Well,
like...
it is. It's what it's called.
It's
Anyway.
not. It's not. Anyway.
It is. It's called the jack.
Yeah, but it's not called the Jacksy.
I mean, it's not... Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Yep. True fact.
I'm sorry. Now I'm just thinking about my iPhone's
Like
butthole.
the economic absurdity of banning immigration, it's a true fact.
We not going back to last
Good,
week.
well done.
Yeah, this is a much lighter
I was just
podcast
I was
today.
just dangling that little
No,
that little
I'm not
worm.
going to swing for it. But Dylan O'Brien.
Yeah, well done.
So somebody who I am not particularly. I wouldn't say I'm familiar with his work. It's not. I've maybe watched 1-2 episodes of Teen Wolf maximum in my whole life, and certainly not all the way through. And I maybe watched Love and Monsters, and I don't think I've watched a Maze Runner. So I know him, but I don't know him. And he is one of the co-leads in this film, Twinless, and he plays a set of twins. And I don't think I'm spoiling anything when I say that one of the twins dies. So
Happens early on in the film.
Well, it actually the film opens at the twins' funeral, so I'm really not. It's not a spoiler. I will say nothing more than that because there is a moment where I genuinely, both of my hands went to my mouth and I gasped.
Wow.
It was like one of those moments, and yeah. So it has those kinds of things that happen in it, which I'm not going to speak to, but. There is a moment where he is sitting on a bed in a motel room opposite James Sweeney, the guy who wrote and directed and is playing against him. And James Sweeney's character says to Dylan O'Brien's character, well, you can pretend that I'm your twin and say what you want to say to him. And I don't remember seeing a performance of anybody break down and manage grief and anger and shame. And it's just because I was taken out at the knees and remind myself that I was watching Dylan O'Brien from Teen Wolf. It was just lovely.
I mean,
much
it
like
does sound like a
Emma
fantastic film. I'm definitely going to
illegally download it.
Did you say what? BitTorrent? So I've just got to see BitTorrent. The
yeah,
I think.
Okay.
Thanks for humouring me on that. I just and just if anyone's still listening, I so recommend. I don't know. I think I'll watch it again because I found it. I really was deeply moved by it, and I think mostly her performance or what she was doing and how she portrayed it and how it ended and the kind of humor. It's funny as well. It's it's genuinely funny. Paul Mescal is going to be playing a Beatle for the next 6 years of his life.
Oh, God. Nearly as long. That's a film I won't be watching.
What's 4
Shocking.
films, Lee Miller?
What? Oh, my
They're
God.
filming each one from the perspective of each Beatle.
Oh, Christ alive. Why? What the? Who wants to watch that?
Who wants to be in it? Talk about that's he won't be getting any. He can't get any other work for the next 4 years. All he'll be doing is
Fucking
playing.
hell. Who's directing it?
No, I don't know.
It's not your friend, is it?
My friend. What?
Peter Jackson.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I know that we were born in the same country. Not quite the same as being friends, but thanks for the.
Yeah, you're definite mates.
Yeah.
Oh,
buddies.
The thing is, I realise that in much the same way that you think of me as somebody who has a pop cultural reach that is ridiculous, there are bits like football that are complete blind spots to me. I had no clue that there was a Beatles film being made, and the idea that there are 4 of them. What the dickens?
Yeah, I don't, and I see only little things like that slip through my particular filters because of the various blogs that I follow. And it's, in fact, I think no.
Oh,
Sam Mendes.
oh, Jesus Christ on a bike! I can't bear his films. He's so talk about mannered. His films are so fucking mannered. It's like, look at me, I've got a camera. Aren't I clever? I used to make theatre, Oh, fuck off, Sam Mendes. What were we saying about easy generosity and curiosity? Lee Miller has left the building.
I think we should go back to talk about immigration so we get a slightly calmer version of you.
I actually might be more cross about Sam Mendes' back catalogue than I am about the parlous state of immigration in the UK.
See ya.
Bye.